Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to the stream. My name is Sean. 5 nights a week, I should say. I am streaming baseball here inside of MLB 11, the show on the magical, powerful PlayStation 2. Boy, I just took a photo of the screen, and dear God, can you not tell that that is a human being? Yeah, welcome on in. Let's jump in. We have 4 games for you tonight, as we always do. I forgot to open my notepad, as I always do. I wrote down 17 games coming out in 2026. That is not even a joke. We have 4 games. We have 3 games with some playoff implications. I know it's a little bit early. It is only an 82-game season, but I'm trying to pick some of the more interesting matchups. We have the Rays and the Blue Jays, the White Sox and the Royals. The Blue Jays and the Royals are tied atop the AL wild card. Toronto and Kansas City do have 2 series coming up against each other head-to-head, so that'll be interesting. And then the Rays and the White Sox have an opportunity to close the gap by beating those teams. So if you want chaos, you would want the White Sox and the Rays to win today. We also have the Twins and the Rangers. They are in a battle for a wild card spot as well. And if I have my notes here, which I do, they are right somewhere. Oh, they're over here because they're in the wrong spot. It's an AL wild card race. Boy, I didn't write enough notes. Thought I wrote more notes. My bad. And then we're going to end it with the Giants and the Rockies. I took a smattering of the remaining series that we haven't watched yet and just threw it into a wheel, and that is what we got. That game doesn't really mean a whole lot at the moment. But for now, let's jump into Rays and Blue Jays. Again, if you want the chaos, you want the team with the lower record, that would be the Tampa Bay Rays at the moment. It is going to be a battle for the more. They're in the AL East as well, so I don't know. I don't know. Have a sip of dew. It's one of the last head-to-head, or some of the last head-to-head divisional matchups that we have, which makes things a little frustrating as we wind our way through the season, because if there aren't enough divisional matchups spread out, they needed to basically take the schedule and just cut it literally in half. Give us the same proportions, but just slice it. So every game is like every series is like 2 or 3 games, or 2 games, maybe 3 if it's a 4-game set. It's a very weird situation. But welcome to Toronto. We have your Tampa Bay Rays starting lineup. It's Franklin Gutierrez in center field. He'll be leading off. Kelly Johnson at second. Jason Worth in right. Brad Hopp over at first. David Murphy is in left. Mike Morse is the designated hitter. Chris Johnson at third base. Carlos Ruiz behind the dish. Jack Wilson is at shortstop as we get set for game number 1 of 4 today. We had some interesting games yesterday. Interesting playoff implications, but we'll see. See what happens. After the All-Star break, which is coming up in actually 2 weeks and a couple of days, Jason Marquise is the starter. 1-4 with a 12.54 ERA. 5 games with 9.1 innings pitched, 21-3-5 hits, walks, and strikeouts. We talk about this Toronto Blue Jays team. As you can see, their defensive lineup, it has a lot of big names on it. And it just seems confusing that they're not a more dominant team. But then you see that their starting pitcher has that kind of ERA, and you put it together like, oh, okay. That's their weak point. The starting pitching is not good. Gives up too many hits, and the offense at times has been a little funky from what we've seen, but it's, obviously we're not watching them every single day. You know your team better than we do. That is lined out to center field. The center fielder has a beat on it and makes the catch. Leadoff batters really like that first pitch. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. And it'll bring up Kelly Johnson. As we welcome you in, happy Monday. To those of you celebrating, I am finishing up a 5-day weekend. I think I've been inside a little too much. The righty fires, a big swing and a miss there for the Rays. Better to be lucky than good sometimes, as he wasn't going to probably do anything with that. You don't need 2 pitches to record 2 outs. You don't need to record 2 outs and 2 pitches. This one is popped to the third base side. Third baseman does not have the speed to get there, and that will fall harmlessly in foul territory. 0-2. As the righty fires that inside and low. Tampa Bay finally lays off a pitch. And it's a ball. 1-2. What was the game? We saw that yesterday. Where one of the teams was swinging real hard, and then when they were able to, ooh, that's a nice strike on the outside part of the plate. Laid off and thinking it was going to be a ball, but instead it was a called strike 3, and that's 2 gone. Jason Worth stepping in with 2 out. There was one team that had, like, their outs were really, really quick, and then the longer the at-bat went, the higher the success rate was, and it was like the most direct, the most clear example of that thought process being true. Worth gets a piece of it, but that's foul at the first baseline. 1-1. That one stays upstairs for a ball. Right-hander is ready. He'll fire the 2-1. And stays outside. 3-1. This is the best and most patient at-bat we have seen from the Rays so far. Small sample size, but can still be. It could be a small sample size and be true as well. He only had the one foul ball. Otherwise, he's taken the other 4 pitches. Full count. Here comes the payoff pitch. That one stays outside. Worth will work a 2-out walk. And that will bring in the lefty. Lefty will take a big swing at that one. Fouled away. So 0-1. Brad Hopp is the batter. They're going to put Jason Worth in motion. It's not going to matter because it is going to be swung on and skied to the catcher for the out in foul territory. So, man, that's just a brutal... That's a bad way to be out number 3. Johnny Damon's going to lead off, your designated hitter for the Toronto Blue Jays, followed by Derek Jeter at shortstop, Miguel Cabrera at first, Andre Ethier in right, Xavier Natty in left, Mike Avalis at third base. Carlos Santana is the catcher 1. Uribe's at second, and Lorenzo Cain is in center. Interesting note here, David Ortiz is on this team. Is it because there's a lefty starter that they would pull him out? I can't imagine that you would, but... Okay, Phil Koch is 3-1. He has a .60 ERA, 5 games with 15 innings. 6-8 and 15 hits, walks, and strikeout. That's the kind of numbers you want to see. 14 hits and walks combined, and 15 strikeouts. Maybe that's why you don't have Big Papi in the lineup. I did think that the defensive lineup was missing something, and I couldn't quite pin what it was. Johnny Damon will lead things off. That is in for a strike. Nice location on that pitch to open him up. 0-1. That one misses low. One and one. Lefty, ready. He'll wind and fire. That'll be hit over to first base. First baseman fires to the pitcher covering, and that is out number 1. I think both Toronto and Tampa Bay have really ugly field designs in this day and age. I know that the Mariners had that in the Kingdom as well. Having just the dirt at the bases and then not in between. So Derek Jeter will step in and take a strike in the high inside corner. He has gotten a couple of dots already. Phil Koch is dealing. A couple nice locations already in this one. Here comes the 0-1 from the lefty. Jeter takes that one outside for a ball. Here comes the 1-1, fouled away. Makes it 1-2. That one stays outside. 2-2. Looks like he's working him a little east and west rather than what we see, which is more of a north-south style. I know going back to some of these older games I'm sure I've talked about before is that's hit up the middle for a base hit. I'm very accustomed to the current style of baseball. When we go play some of those older games, doing the spring training, getting ready for that, whatever, it can be a difficult adjustment to see what they're doing. My record in some of those older games is pretty bad. Whereas once you get into the PS4 era, 2016, 15, what is the first PS4? 14? MLB, yeah. MLB 14, that's when things start to change and I'm able to figure it out. But some of the PS2, PS3 games can be pretty tricky. Mainly because I think I need the PCI. Not that I'm great with it, but I think it definitely helps. So the first pitcher, or the first batter, excuse me, that he's fallen behind, we're going to see an appeal up at first base. He did go. One on, one out here in the bottom of the first. Phil Koch found a couple of great locations, and this is hit well out to left field. It is off the top of the wall. Boy, they shortened that wall up a little bit. Miguel Cabrera has a 2-run home run instead of just an RBI double. Either way, the Jays get on the board first. Sends this out. It hit that 375 on the fly, but did not have the height to get it out. Andre Ethier steps in. He's batting .304. Ooh, that stays way inside. That's in for a strike. 1-0 turns to 1-1. Nice pitch there. Toronto jumps out to an early lead and still has a runner in scoring position. Just gets the top side of that zone. One and two. Pardon me. That is outside. That is hit well out to center. It's going to probably hold the base runner at second. Yes, he will not advance. Miguel Cabrera, I'm sure not known for his speed. No rudeness intended. Sometimes a fact is just a fact. One stays outside for a ball, 1-0. 2 out here in the bottom half of the first. Blue Jays working with a runner in scoring position. Big swing and a miss there. Trying to be a big hero, but instead it is just a swinging strike. Koch doesn't give up a lot, and he only had that .60 ERA coming into this. I think every one of his games has been a complete game. Granted, it's just 3 innings, but it is what it is. My goodness, the wind is howling outside. It's been loud all afternoon. I didn't notice it very much today when I was streaming Skate Story, but tonight it's really picked up. Here comes the 1-2, and just misses outside. Lefty nods in approval and gets ready to fire the 2-2. It is foul up the first base line. That is swung on and missed. So, the Jays are able to score one, but they do strand a runner. Murphy, Morse, and Johnson coming up for the Rays in the top half of the second. I'm all thrown off. I thought it was in Tampa Bay, so I've just been backwards all game long. Did I write it down correctly? Is that where I goofed it? No, I wrote Rays at Blue Jays, and I just can't seem to remember what it is. Whoopsie daisy. Hello, how's it going? Pitch. I didn't catch it. I was trying to figure out my notes. 1-0. Big swing and a miss. Jalen Hurts just got picked off again. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I saw the highlight that he got picked off, and then they fumbled it, and then he fumbled it, or some chaos happened. I don't know. Seems like the Eagles have some problems. But it always kind of seems like the Eagles have problems. I did see the score was 10-3. Did he, just get picked off? Yep, literally the last play. Oof. That is hit well out to left center field. That is going to split the gap perfectly. Gets to the wall, and he will have a stand-up double. So the Rays looking to swing things back in their favor. Mike Morse stepping in. That is rolled over, but will at least advance the runner to third. The runner is out at first, so productive out. Not the worst thing in the world. Herbert got strip sacked. This game is on drugs. Oh, wait, what? Herbert sacked. Oh my God. So just back to back. Wildness. That will plate a run. He's going to try for a double center fielder. Maybe caught him napping a little bit. Sometimes I feel like you can do that. And this is not, I love Randy Arozarena, but sometimes it feels like the base runners maybe should be a little more aggressive against him. I know that he knows baseball better than I do. Dahoy, he's a professional baseball player. But at the same time, sometimes it feels like if you're a fast guy, maybe you should push the pedal a little bit. That pitch gets the bottom of the zone and makes it 0-1. So it's the interception, and then Herbert gets immediately strip sacked. Huh. That one stays outside. Who needs this game more? The Eagles, or probably the Chargers? The only team that the Eagles have to worry about is the Cowboys. Both the Commanders and the Giants are eliminated from playoff contention. Brutal. That hit is pretty brutal as well. Jack Wilson, go Mariners. 321 average. No home runs, couple RBIs. Wilson hits that foul up the first base side. I mean, I guess it would be probably more important for the Eagles. Well, what's the wild card looking like? Chargers are in the 6th spot. You know what? This game might not be all that important to either team. They're both in weird spots. The AFC playoff picture is very weird because the only team that's going to get in from the AFC North is going to be the division winner. Kind of feels like things are pretty set. Honestly, it feels the Colts are probably going to fall apart because they lost their starting quarterback. The West, I guess it would be the Chiefs would be the only team you'd have to really, that you'd worry about. Maybe it's more important for the Chargers. Because there's just a little bit more for them to worry about. Philly probably will win the AF or NFC East. Wilson putting up a fight here, fouls that one. A way to stay alive. 2-2 with 2 gone. Runner on second. Here's the pitch. It is popped out towards center field. Center fielder has a beat on it and makes the grab for out number 3. So, good strike back inning for the Tampa Bay Rays. They pick up a run on a couple of hits. Aviles, Santana, Uribe coming up for Toronto, looking to respond to the response. Pitcher shakes off his catcher. The lefty fires outside. Big swing and a miss there to even the count up at 1-1. Working west to east and got him to swing over it. 1-1. Misses low. That'll make it 2-1. Here comes the lefty's pitch. That's hit up the third baseline. Foul. 2-2. And that's going to loop into right field as the right fielder dives and misses. Could have been a single. Instead, it's a stand-up double. You love seeing that dive animation when it actually could be a cool diving catch. We see so many of them where they just jump right over the ball. It's like, that's not very exciting. That was an exciting dive. And just like that, the Blue Jays have a runner in scoring position. They're going to get back their 1-run lead. Carlos Santana, good man to try and drive that runner in with a 367 average. And he's already driven in 10 this season. See what he can do here. He'll take a strike. Interesting pitch to open him up with. That 0-1 pitch stays outside. And that's foul up the first base line. One and two. That's outside. Here comes the 2-2 from the lefty. Swung on and missed. He really loves working west to east. Uribe stepping on in here. Really did not say his name very well at all. And again, I feel like a commentator's curse any batter that looks like, oh man, look good looking average, blah, blah. They tend to struggle when I point that out. We saw yesterday with a dude who was batting, his average was 600. That pitch is inside. He's really, I mean, he's good at working those edges. He has a .60 ERA for a reason. Doesn't give up a ton of hits or walks. He had more strikeouts than hits and walks combined. That pitch is inside. Gets the batter to shuffle his feet a little bit. That one stays inside. That one is snagged in the air by the third baseman. Nice catch. Runner has to retreat back to second. Lorenzo Cain now stepping in with a runner on second, trying to get that one-run lead back. A lead-off double. Cain fouls that one away. It's so delayed. That ball's foul. Don't worry, everybody. I'm on it. That ball, foul. The lefty. Oh, my goodness. Cain got all of that one. It's a 2-run blast into the bullpen. And the Blue Jays now lead 3-1. Cain got enough information on the bench. Saw a pitch that he liked, and whew. That one I don't think got quite as in as he wanted it to. 384 majestic feet into the bullpen. As the Blue Jays reestablish their lead here in the bottom of the second, best time to do it. Tampa Bay will only have 3 outs to try and respond. They did last time. Damon thought about bunting, but pulled it back. That's huge. Bottom of the second, 2 outs. Damon fires that, or fouls that one off, excuse me. Make it 1-1. Toronto chasing down the New York Yankees in the American League East, currently tied for the top spot in the American League Wild Card. They're tied with the Royals, who we will see next, playing the White Sox. That one's outside for a ball. That is hit to the shortstop, who fires it off his back foot in time for out number 3, but not before Toronto strikes for 2. Gutierrez, Johnson, and Worth, the 1-2-3 hitters coming up for Tampa Bay, looking to keep this game alive. Franklin Gutierrez, no home runs, 3 RBI. Home run helps, but I think you want to more look for that bloop in a blast. That is a ball. Bit of a surprising call. They don't check the first base, like they don't appeal the check swing very often, but that looked like it got the knees. The umpire says no, and it's ball number 1. That is in for a strike. Pitcher readies and fires. That is foul out of play. Here comes the 1-2. That is rolled over. Shortstop fires over to first in time for out number 1. But the commentator's curse lives on. I maybe talked a little crap about the Toronto Blue Jays offense, and they came through with 3 runs so far today. And in a good position to pick up a win. 1-0. That is a strike on the inside corner. That is a ball. Thought that might just get the outside. Probably something to do with our angle, but either way, it's 2-1. Couple of funky calls here in this top of the third. That is going to be down the first base line all the way to the wall. That'll be a double as the right fielder picks it up and fires it in. So, Tampa Bay obviously not dead yet. Jason Worth worked a walk in his first at-bat. We did see those first 2 batters for Tampa Bay have pretty quick exits last time around, so Gutierrez still got, but the second batter gets a double. Worth, on the other hand, flips the script, and he's the quick out, even though he worked a walk last time. I believe it was a walk on 6 pitches. He'll be the 1 pitch out, and it doesn't advance the runner. Not that that really matters. But that'll bring in Brad Hott, batting under 200 this year. He is the last chance for the Tampa Bay Rays, as that is inside for a ball, 1-0. It is swung on and missed. That didn't get down. Like, that was not a great pitch, but it was good enough to fool the batter who swings over the top of it. That makes it 1-1. And a swing and a miss. The Rays down to their final strike. Down 2 here in the top of the third. That stays well outside, and that'll be ball 2. 2-2 now. See if the Rays can do anything here. They were able to respond in the top of the second after giving up the 1 run. Can they respond in the top of the third? It is not going to happen. Third baseman waits patiently for it, puts it in his glove, and that is out number 3. And that will do it. Toronto is your winner, 3-1 here at home. They beat the Rays, who are tracking them down, or chasing them down, not only in the AL East, but also in the American League wild card hunt as in addition. So it's a big win for Toronto. Obviously, plenty of baseball left to be played. as we're not even to the All-Star break yet. Lorenzo Cain's your player of the game, 1 for 1. He had a 2-run blast in the bottom of the second, so they give them the lead back and the insurance run to make that top of the third a little less stressful. He is averaging 500 on the season, 1 home run and 2 RBI. There you go. Jason Marquise gets the win. He improves to 2 and 4. Phil Koch falls to 3 and 2. As Tampa Bay cannot respond in the top of the third, which they did in the top of the second. So that will do it for game number 1. Let's head over to game number 2. This one is kind of tied with game number 1, albeit a little tangentially. Blue Jays and Royals, like I mentioned earlier, they are tied for the American League wild card, the top spot in the AL wild card. So Toronto won, and let's see what the Royals can do. They would need to respond. The Blue Jays and the Royals do have 2 series coming up, so hopefully that will be interesting. Taking a look at the one other score to look at the moment, it's the Red Sox over the Orioles, 4-3. Let's head down to White Sox and Royals. And this one's the White Sox or the road team. I don't think I'm going to be as confused this time around, but hey, you never know. While the game's loading, be sure to hit that like button if you're enjoying the stream. Helps out the channel, and it's free. There we go. As I change the thumbnail to our correct game, we'll welcome you on into Kansas City. Thanks for spending a part of your Monday with me. Home runs, the Milwaukee Brewers have 5. Toronto leads with 20. And that might not even count the one that we saw today. It's the Royals, it's the White Sox. The White Sox need to win some games in this series to try and make a gain on the Kansas City Royals. The American League Central is a pretty tight division. And the National League West and East are both closer than I thought they were, because the teams that have been dominant, the Rockies in the West and the Phillies in the East, have been on some losing streaks. So it's tightened those divisions up a little bit. B.J. Upton is going to lead off for the White Sox. He is your center fielder. Maglio Ordonez is in right. Albert Pujols at first. Terry Evans in left. Scott Rowland at third. Yorvit Torrealba is behind the dish. Ben Francisco is your designated hitter. Sean spells his name correctly. Rodriguez is at second base. And Jed Lowry is the switch-hitting shortstop in this 8/9 right-handed hitting lineup. It is a right-hander. It's Jake Arrieta, 5-0. 5 games, 17 innings pitched, 16-2 and 13. We watched him shut down the Mariners, but the Kansas City Royals offense didn't really show up either. So it's an interesting conundrum. But we'll see what this White Sox lineup can do against the right-hander who is undefeated so far this season. I think last time we saw Kansas City, it was a Jake Arrieta start, and I think people finally put runs on him. Oh, and I was going to check that, because I thought he had runs against him when the Mariners played, but I obviously was wrong. Yeah, he has no earned runs. When would we have seen him? Royals. May 1st. Probably not that game. That is it to the shortstop. Caught on the fly, and that is quickly one and gone. Marlins Royals on the 28th. That might have been it. Swung on and missed. Either way, Jake Arrieta is undefeated and doesn't have any runs posted against him, apparently. At least that he earned runs, because he's sitting at that flat 0. That is in for a strike. And thought about it, appeal down to first. They're going to say that he went. He is not happy about that, and that will set him down on strikes. That'll bring in Albert Pujols. That one hit well out to center field. Center fielder has a beat on it, and that will retire the side. So here comes the Kansas City Royals for the bottom half of the first inning. Austin Jackson in center field. Placido Polanco at third. Mark Teixeira at first. Jeff Frazier in right. Brian McCann in center. At catcher, Sean, please. Alexi Ramirez at shortstop. Josh Willingham is in left. Neil Walker at second. Alex Gonzalez is your designated hitter. Here's your starting pitcher. It's Rick Porcello, 2-2 with a 3.55 ERA. 5 games with 12.2 innings pitched. 15, 5, and 9. Not great. 15 hits, 5 walks, 9 strikeouts. We'll see what this Kansas City Royals offense, can do. I mean, with Jake Arrieta on the mound, they only need 1. Literally, he has not given up an earned run all season, so. Misses low on that pitch, makes it 1-0. That is hit into left field, and that'll get all the way to the wall. Should be a stand-up double as left field chases it. He'll fire it in, and it will indeed be a leadoff stand-up double. Placido Polanco, 382. He has 3 home runs, 4 ribbies, no stolen bases yet this season. But quickly, the Kansas City Royals in business. They need a win to keep pace. That's a little dramatic, I acknowledge. They need a win to keep pace with the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm excited for those series. I hope they do matter. It's the end of May, beginning of June. That is hit well out to right field. The right fielder has a beat on it. He will make the catch over the shoulder, running catch. Sometimes it doesn't work out that positively. The runner still does advance to third. We've seen just enough of those. I'd say it's like an 85%, maybe 90% on the catch, but every once in a while, the ball gets over the chasing fielder's glove, and that's when things can get wild. Mark Teixeira, oh my goodness, lines that, and I mean absolutely rips that into right field. That will plate a run, and it'll be another double. So 2 stand-up doubles. Mix in a runner advancing flyout, and you have a 1-0 Royals lead with just 1 gone and that runner in scoring position. Teixeira is an incredibly dangerous hitter in this game. We saw it in Seattle. I think he was the reason that Kansas City won one of those games. And that'll be rolled over to the shortstop. So they've gone double out, double out. So then logically the next one will be a double. Brian McCann. It'll be a stand-up double. It'll score a run. fouls that one off. 0-1. That is foul. Up the first base line. Oh and 2. Here comes the pitch. That will be rolled to third base. So I jinxed it. I broke the pattern. It is out number 3. Kansas City picks up 2 hits and a run. It'll be Evans, Roland, and Torrealba coming up for the White Sox in the top half of the second, looking to respond. See what the White Sox can do against this literally perfect pitcher. Oof. That's a good swing into that one, but foul. Here comes the 0-1, and late on that one. So two pitches, 2 swings, both foul balls, and it's 0-2. That one looked like it was in a pretty hittable location, but it rolls foul as well. 0-2 still, as the batter stays alive. That one, oh man, I thought that was going to stay up out of the zone, but gets the swing, and that'll be a pop out to second base. It'll be Scott Rowland stepping in. He has a .324 average. That one stays upstairs. Ball 1. Could be interesting to see if the 1 run does truly hold or can truly hold. That one will be rolled to the shortstop. Picks it and fires over to first in time for out number 2. I feel like that's what we've seen. We've seen Arrieta a couple of times so far this season, and like even when he's giving up contact, it's just so routinely. It's what we've seen. It's the ground out and the easy pop outs. That's fouled away. That misses low. That is in for a strike. Here comes the 1-2 from Arrieta. 2 gone here in the top of the first, or second. Excuse me, that is a swing and a miss. So that will retire the side. Kansas City will take their 1-0 lead to the home half. Ramirez, Willingham, and Walker coming up to the plate looking for just a little insurance, though they might have enough to get out of this game with a win. That pitch misses low, so it'll be a 1-0 start for the Royals, right-handed hitter. And good eye there as that one stayed high. I'm sure he's looking for that to just dip just a little bit, get that top part of the zone, but no such luck. That is a... They must have caught that on the swing. Don't know that it looked like it was a great pitch. It'll make it 2-1. Taking a peek at it over here. Maybe it did just get the edge. They didn't appeal down, and I talk about it a lot, but we do get the call from the umpire behind the dish going like, yeah, that's a swing. Calling it on the swing, whereas in this game it is just a strike. It's 3-1 as this will be sliced out to right field. I don't think the right fielder... I don't think he got a good jump on it. Not that it really matters because it was going all the way to the wall. Or the game just knew, and this was one of the problems that I had with MVP when I was trying to do that, where I'm like, I don't know how this ball is going to play. I need the indicator because the computer just knows, oh, the ball, I'm not going to be able to get to it, and it's going to careen off this wall to this spot so I can just meet it there, whereas it's me just running around going, I don't know what's happening. So, if you'd like to see me be unbelievably frustrated, go watch MVP series. That is a swing and a miss. I don't think you can watch any of those games. The EA Sports games do not work very well for what I was... For really anything, honestly. They just suck. And they're not going to get any better. But that's okay, because we have MLB The Show. 1-1. Nobody out. Another leadoff double for the Kansas City Royals, and they're kind of doing the same thing. Oh, that's actually going to be out of the ballpark. Just kidding. It's a 2-run blast. Kansas City leads 3-0 to center field. I thought maybe the center fielder had a read on it, and it just kept going. I was going to say they're doing the same thing. It was a leadoff double in the first inning. It was a fly out that advanced the runner. And then it was another double that scored a run. But instead, this one goes a majestic 422 feet. None of the fans are getting that one. It'll bring Neil Walker to the plate. 273 average. Has 3 RBI. Here comes the pitch, and that is in for a strike. 0-1. So just kind of got to watch that home run off. Ooh, they plunked him. Okay, that's not washing the home run off. That's plunking a batter. Alex Gonzalez is going to come in. 182 average. Home run and 4 RBI. Swung on and missed. So a runner on first. I think that's actually the first time the Royals have had a runner on first. They've had 3 doubles now. 3 doubles, and then they had a runner advance to third on a fly out. I think that would be it. So they get their first runner to reach just first base in the second inning. Oh my goodness. The batter wants that pitch back badly. That is such a missed opportunity. That did not get where the pitcher wanted it to get. That'll be rolled over. Second baseman fires. Here's the turn back to first. It's in time. It's a big double play for the White Sox. It erases the hit batter, which you didn't really want in the first place, because I don't know why you're hitting a batter after giving up the home run. That looks suspicious. Austin Jackson's 1 for 1. He has a double and a run. That's a good way for the White Sox to at least try to keep themselves in this game. Going to be really tricky with Arrieta on the mound. But it's just a 3-run deficit at the moment. 2 gone. And that's exactly the kind of play you needed. Okay, so the pitch got away from you a little bit. How do you figure that out? Good. You roll them into a double play. Bingo. Heyo. How's it going? How was the rest of your day at work? Oh, actually, you know what? How was the rest of your day? That one's fouled up the third baseline. But Ibu was a good. Hope it was good. Welcome on in. It's game number 2 of the afternoon. Kansas City 3, Chicago White Sox nothing. That one sails high. We're in the bottom of the second. 2 gone. And it's a 2-2 count. That one's rolled over. Foul up the third base line. That one stays outside. Full count. Here comes the payoff pitch. Right-hander is ready. Winds and fires. That'll be rolled over to the first base side. First baseman underhand toss to the pitcher covering. That is out number 3, but Kansas City gets 2 more. Ben Francisco, Sean spells his name correctly, Rodriguez, and Jed Lowry, I believe, coming up for the White Sox, their last chance in this one, and it feels like it with Jake Arrieta and the way he has pitched and what we have seen, which I think this is his 3rd start that we have seen. It feels like a 3-run lead might as well be a 30-run lead or a million-run lead. Like, it just doesn't feel like it's a surmountable number. Arrieta fires that one wide. Joe's made me a moderator on his YouTube channel. Congratulations. That's cool. That one's inside. So he streams on YouTube? I follow him on Twitch, but I was going to kick you mentioning Sean versus Sean spelling correctly. Well, I spell it correctly, you know what I mean? I'm glad people enjoy that and don't think it's snobby. It's like, whatever. I'm glad people get a kick out of it. That's the important part. Sometimes you make jokes for yourself and you're like, oh, I find this really funny, and you hope that someone else laughs at it. So thank you. 2-2. Nobody away here. Top of the 3rd. That is a swing and a miss, so that will set him down. Sean spells his name correctly, Rodriguez. He's batting .231 on the season. Ben Francisco should play for San Francisco. Here comes the pitch. Arrieta. Oh, he's going to give up a hit into left field. Wow. Unreal. Jed Lowry. Hey, I knew his name. Good for me. We're learning a lot about 2011 baseball, so that's good for me. That'll come in handy. Probably never. God, I can't imagine like working in a place where someone's like, "Oh man, I want to talk about baseball with you," and I'm like, "Yeah, Jed Lowry played for the White Sox," and it's like, "Oh no, just kidding. That was in a fantasy draft." Gonna get past the diving second baseman. They're gonna push the pace, going first to third. Right fielder up with the ball, safe. Yeah, streaming about the winter meetings right now, but all the news is pretty much done for the day. We'll be back. Won't be till tomorrow or anything big happens. Oh, okay. Has anything big happened so far? That is outside. So runners on first and third. This is your tying run at the plate. Arrieta still working with a 0.00 ERA. I'd assume that I would have seen something, as that is a strike in the zone. No? Okay, cool. I figured I would have seen something at some point, but that is up and in for a strike right at the top of the zone. That's fouled off the end of the bat. I forget, I was listening to... must have been Wake and Jake. They were talking about Scooble. If he can make it through the winter meetings, they'd feel pretty confident. My guess is we'll see Schwarber sign sometime tomorrow, and then all the dominoes will fall after that. I think it was... must have been a Wake and Jake with Jolly Olive. Like if Scooble can survive the winter meetings. I can't believe they're even thinking about trading him. That's insane. That's outside. It is always weird when there's like one piece of the puzzle that you're waiting for, like, I guess the one domino to fall is a better way to phrase that. Granted, there have been some signs and some trades and stuff. That is hit into right center. That will score a run. They are going to send him around first to third, and he is not stopping. He is heading home. It'll be a 2 RBI double off Jake Arrieta. Wow. The White Sox not out of this one yet. And hey, I said that one run would be enough for them to win this game. I was incorrect. It was not, because they need 3 at least to win. So one gone. Oh my God. Oh boy. Maglio Ordonez, it looked like he was putting everything into that swing. It goes foul. That one stays inside. Where do you think Schwarber will sign? That is into left field. Oh, we got a slow start. They're going to send him around third anyway. Left fielder was a little slow with the ball, and he'll be safe anyway. Because that just snuck up the third base line. He had to hold and wait to see what happened because he didn't want to be out at third base. I like the aggressive base running from the White Sox. It was kind of a slow roller out to left field, and it seemed like it was rolling away from the left fielder as Pujols takes a strike in the outside corner. But the White Sox, I mean, they need this game if they want to try and stay in the race for the AL Central or for a wild card spot. I think they're 5 games back is what I had written down. And the Toronto Blue Jays won, so they would extend that lead in the wild card race. Here comes the 1-1. Pujols, he's going to take this one out to right. It's going, it is going, it is gone! It is a monster inning for the Chicago White Sox. Oh my goodness. No fanfare or anything. It is 5-3. And there is still just 1 out. Jake Arrieta was literally perfect. 5 wins, no losses. He didn't even have an ERA. The White Sox strike for 5 here in the top of the third. And that is foul. That's outside for a ball. One and 2. That's fouled away. And that is hit into center field. So the White Sox have found something here against Arrieta. They are continuing to pour the hits on. Scott Rowland. 314 on the season. Hitting 314 on the season, I should say. Has a few home runs. And an opportunity to keep this game going. Ooh, that was a nice pitch from Arrieta. I think Schwarber signed somewhere still on the East Coast, maybe Toronto even. They could use an everyday DH like him. Oh, that's inside, back off the plate. And losing Bichette. That is hit out to right field, diving and misses it. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. It'll send the runner around second to third, and that is where they will hold him. So it is a double. It's the second time we've seen a White Sox player have to hold because of the defensive play on the back end, but it'll bring in Jim Johnson, the manager for the Royals, has seen enough. 10 games with a 2-1 record, 1 save, a 3 ERA in 6 innings, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Yeah, I think Toronto would be interesting. That's foul up the third base line. I mean, he could come over to the Mariners if he really wanted to. Could hang out, you know. Trying to think who the DH is, but they use that for Raleigh when he's not catching. That is off the glove and into the outfield. They're going to send the runner around third. The White Sox are not done scoring. Those are runs 6 and 7. It is, oh my goodness. When it rains, it pours. I think Bichette will be a Red Sox. Ooh, interdivision. Love it. That pitch is outside. Now, where did that runner go? He just had a signal, so. Okay. That's fouled away. That is low for a ball. Two and one gone. That is lined into right field. The right fielder is not able to make the play. Oh my goodness. And again, the White Sox have to hold the runner because they might make the catch. That batter wanted to go to third. Sean spells his name correctly, Rodriguez. They batted around here in the top of the third inning. There is still just 1 out. Thought about swinging. They say he didn't. Kind of looked like he did to me, but no appeal down to first. One and 0, 1 out. That is foul. Oh, the Blue Jays, the Royals, they needed that. So Bichette to the Red Sox. That's low. They bring in Schwarber in Toronto. That's rolled up the first base line, but foul. What do you think the Giants will do? What's your big move for the Giants? What would you want them to do this offseason? Sean Rodriguez fouls that one up the third base line. That is inside. Good eye for a ball. Full count, 2 on, 1 gone. A massive top of the third for the White Sox, and it will stop there as they are going to go for that. Oof, they go for the contact at home plate. Don't love it. The White Sox have had good base running, smart, aggressive base running at times. That one I think is kind of a dumb play. I know it's part of the game, especially in 2011, but we've only seen it work once. I don't know. It's just a bad out. You're going to get the runner at second. It's a little, maybe even a little surprising that the Royals went with that, but whatever. So finally the second out comes. Lowry takes the ball low. 1-0. That is foul up the third base line. I guess the question would be, would they have been able to turn two? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. They'll scoop it at short, fire over to first, and that will mercifully for the Royals end the inning. No names have been said, but rumors are going hard for pitching. Nationals are up to trading Mackenzie Gore. Wouldn't mind him in the rotation. Interesting. Yeah, the Nationals did trade with the Mariners, one of their bullpen guys. Placido Polanco comes in. Kansas City went into the top of the third, up 3. They now find themselves down 4 in just 1/2 inning. And a strike on the inside corner. Oh, and 1. That's inside for a ball. Makes it 1-1. That's outside. Yeah, a lot of people think could have gotten more for Ford. That's what people were saying. It was, I don't know. It was a weird trade. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, probably could have gotten more for the top catching prospect in baseball. Especially with the fact that the Mariners do not have a backup catcher on the roster at the moment. That's rolled. Oh my goodness. That is a brutal. That's a horrific animation for the Royals. Oh, man, they got every bad break you could imagine at the top of the third, and now they're getting it in the bottom of the third with the grounder right to the pitcher. I mean, even if you don't believe in him, let him come up, see if you can put something together with him, and at least increase the trade value. That is outside. But maybe there's just not much of a market for him. That's outside. Not fair to Ford to keep him though. Saddle on the bench and all that talent. Well, yeah. I wasn't surprised that they traded him. I guess it was one of those things where I was like, yeah, this kind of makes sense. They just signed Cal to a 6-year deal. But then I remembered that they don't have another catcher because they released Mitch Garver. And I was like, oh, wait, okay, this is a little weird. I don't know. That is over to second baseman. He'll fire to first, and that is an out. And Jeff Frazier will step in, 0 for 1. Well, I hope he does well in Washington. He went from Seattle to Washington, which is funny to me because Seattle's in Washington. Just the other Washington that's upstairs for a ball. That can't be a fun division to get traded to, though, because of the Mets and the Phillies and the Braves and... I mean, even the Marlins showed a little life last year. Two and 0, 2 gone. That misses low, 3 endo. I did like the quotes of one of the international baseball players. I believe he was from Japan. He's like, yeah, I could go team up with Ohtani and those guys, but wouldn't it be more fun to beat him? I was like, hell yeah. That pitch missed a low. Ball 4. Come hang out on the Mariners, guy. Cool guy. Brian McCann stepping in 0 for 1. All right, all Chicago needs is 1 out here. They don't need to make this more dramatic than it has to be. A monster 7-run inning is finally... I didn't even get through the sentence. I want the Giants to sign that guy too. All right, so the White Sox use a monster 7-run inning to come back and win against the Royals. They get some runs off Jake Arrieta. I believe some of the first runs he's given up all season. Pujols, your player of the game, 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run. As Jake Arrieta falls to 5-1, his first loss of the season. Rick Porcello gets the win. He improves to 3-2. Pujols with his second, and Willingham with his second of the season. Second home runs of the season, that would be. So does that... We're looking at... So Arrieta, his ERA goes from 0 to 3.26 in one game. Wild. You want to beat the Dodgers? Ain't no better team to do it than their rivals? Hell yeah. I would be all for that. All right, so 7-3 the final there. As we'll get caught up on some scores. Guardians over the Tigers 3-2. Braves over the Mets 4-1. The Marlins beat the Nationals 2-1. The Cubs over the Reds 7-4. That's an exciting game. Cardinals over the Pirates 3-0. And we just watched the White Sox 7-3 winners over the Royals. We're going to head to Twins Rangers now. As we bop into this one. There are your AL average leaders. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Helps the stream out. Appreciate it. As we get set, I will fix the thumbnail here. Change. Game number 3 of the day. Twins and the Rangers. I think we were a little more National League heavy yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, we were only National League yesterday. Whoops. That's okay. Twins and Rangers. 14-14 Minnesota Twins. Texas Rangers are 13-15. The interesting thing about the American League wild card race is that there are only a couple of teams at or above 500. Otherwise, a lot of teams under 500. Remember the first time you heard Albert Pujols' name, you giggled like the rest of us? Don't deny it. Dexter Fowler in center field. Shortstop Yulnel Escobar. First baseman Eduardo Nunez. Marcus Thames in left field. Lance Berkman in right. Chase Utley at second. Yadier Molina, catcher. Melvin Mora, third base. Roger Bernardina out. He's out at the designated hitter position. Way out there in that one spot. Oops. Bernardina is a name that I look at and I go, I put a syllable in this. Can you hit the right thing, please? My goodness. Pujols. Oh, okay. There's a good chance that I mispronounced it. I said like Pylos or something, like, because I'm dumb. Jason Bergman, good God. I didn't need to give an example immediately. 1-3 with a 4.63 ERA, 5 games, 11.2 innings pitched, 16.57, I believe the number's there. I messed up the name Fister yesterday, which is a name that you would absolutely laugh at. Yeah, 16.57 hits, walks, strikeouts. Like, immediately gave the example. Pool holes. We are underway in game number 3. It's a 1-pitch, 1-swing, 1 out. And that's how things start. Okay. Yunel Escobar batting .214. A couple RBI and a stolen base. That's low. I guess, you know what, after the very long inning, I heard the name before I saw it spelled. Yeah. I would guess that I saw it, maybe saw it, I don't know. I remember having... Was he on the... We had a couple of the MVP baseball games. I don't remember exactly which ones. We might have had 04 and 05, or maybe just 05. I think Manny Ramirez. By the way, someone used Manny Ramirez. They said his name, and they were like, yeah, Manny Ramirez, you know, Man Ram. And I was like, that you cannot possibly call him. You cannot nickname him the Man Ram. That's not... No. Don't call people Man Ram. That is hit in. Ooh, I thought that was going to get past the first baseman. It does not. Nice diving stop, and that will very quickly retire the side. Twins down in order, and that'll bring up the home half for the Rangers. I've never heard him called that. Okay. I watch a guy rip cards, and there's an insert in the new update series. MVPs, I think is what it is. Center fielder Matt Kemp will lead things off for the Texas Rangers. First baseman Adam LaRoche. Right fielder Jay Bruce. Second baseman Dan Ugla. Ian Stewart's at third. Dan Johnson as your designated hitter. Ian Desmond at shortstop. Mike Napoleon Dynamite is the catcher. Milton Bradley. Go Mariners in left field. Yeah, he's like a MVP All-Star or insert or whatever. Fausto Carmona, 3-2 with a 4.15 ERA, 5 games, 13 innings, 18-5-4. A lot of hits given up. There's Manny Ramirez, Man Ram. Maybe not. Matt Kemp leading things off with that 3.15 average. I do appreciate all the crotch grabs animations that they put into this game. We have to make it realistic like baseball. You know how they adjust their cups a lot? That is rolled over foul. So another first pitch swing by the leadoff batter. This one benefits Texas as it just rolls foul. 0-1. That is hit well out to right center field. But the right fielder there is there to make the grab. This ugly outfield wall in Texas. Wild to think that Texas has an ugly outfield wall now, and I hate it more currently. That stupid little spot in like the right center where it just goes back for no reason and the wall goes up. What are you doing? Pitch misses for a ball. And then you have the mess in Baltimore where they keep moving the left field wall inside, in and out, and just set it and forget it. If you're going to give up home runs, you're going to give up home runs. That's just what's going to happen. There is a strike. Two and one. That's low. Three and one. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and foul to fill up the count. Payoff pitches in and walks him on the outside part of the plate. That was a little like a 50-50 pitch to me, but we also have kind of the funky angle. Jay Bruce stepping in from the left-hand side. Big swing and a miss. Oh and 1. That's fouled away. What? Why are you blinking, YouTube studio? Don't do that. It's not helpful. It's kind of rude when you think about it. 1 on, 1 away. 1-2 count. Righty fires. It's swung on and missed. See if Minnesota can survive the 1 out at a time problem. See that every once in a while, it just really does not benefit the defense. Dan Ugla. Oh, there he is. There's my favorite photo. Just take the picture. The righty winds and fires. That is in for a strike. I think Ugla's going to want that pitch back. That looked like it was very hittable. But alas, he took, and it's 0-1. That is a foul up the third base line. Would have been interesting to see how aggressive the base running is for Texas. I really like the base running that we saw for the Chicago White Sox in the last game, minus them charging home, but that's just a bit of this game that's built in. That's low for a ball. Two and 2. That is strike number 3. So on the opposite side, he got the ball for ball 4, but gets the strike 3 call, tries to play that outside edge. Texas works a walk, but does not pick up a hit. Strains a runner at first, and that'll send us to the top half of the second. Here comes the 0-0. Because that's how it works. First pitch is foul. There, it finally comes back into frame. Foul ball. That ball's foul. 0-1. That is swung on and missed. It'll make it 0-2. That stays up high. 1-2. Hey, swinging him. That's a nice pitch. Really hit that bottom part of the zone. It just dropped off the table. Bit of a helpless swing and a miss. We've been in that position many times, and I'm sure we'll be in that position many more times as a new season of baseball starts March 27th. here on the channel. So get excited for that. Here's the righty. He'll fire that low. Misses the zone and makes it a 1-0 count. No hits for either team so far in this one. He thought about swinging, but pitcher gets the strike call right at the knees. 1-1. That is rolled over. Second baseman scoops it up. Gets a firm grasp and fires over to first. That is out. Number 2. Chase Utley stepping in here for the Minnesota Twins. See if he can get anything going here. He'll take a strike to make it 0-1. That is rolled over to the shortstop. He'll pick it up cleanly. Fires over to first in time, and we are halfway home in this one. No hits. Stewart, Johnson, and Desmond coming up for the home half of the second. Ian Desmond. Nope, that's not right. What was it? No, Ian Stewart. Ian Desmond, is that the Assassin's Creed guy? Who's the Assassin's Creed? Here, I'm gonna search Ian Desmond, and we're gonna see what comes up. If it's Assassin's Creed, I'm gonna be very upset that I know that. Oh, he's an American baseball shortstop. Oh, thank God. Oh, they are gonna say that he went on that one. The rare appeal. We've seen a couple of them today. Okay, cool. Now Ian Desmond played baseball. Okay, good. Thank God. Thank God. I would like to know as little about Assassin's Creed as possible. All of my knowledge for Assassin's Creed should be learned against my will. Sounds like someone's pinning me down and telling me things about, like... Desmond's the name of the Assassin's Creed guy, though. Is it just Desmond, though? Is that his first name or is his last name? Assassin's Creed Desmond. Wow, that's the first result. Are you listening much, phone? Desmond Miles. Okay. Whew. Ian Desmond Miles. Now I've said the word Desmond so many times that it doesn't sound real, so that's fun. That pitch misses low. Assassin's Creed's dope as fuck. I love those games. Desmond's his first name. What's the best Assassin's Creed? I'm going to take a stab. I'm going to say it's 2. It's 2, Valhalla, or Odyssey. Those are my guesses. Unless you're a true... I shouldn't say true, but... Unless you're one of the syndicate sickos. Dan Johnson stepping in, batting .269. No home runs, no stolen bases, but does have 6 runs batted in. As we continue to not see anybody put good wood on the ball. Don't know that I love that sentence, but yeah, here we are. The righty winds and fires. That one's on the outside for a ball. 1-0. Oh, you know what? 4 could be a good answer as well. People really like Black Flag. People like Black Flag so much that Ubisoft was like, I think that we should make Skull and Bones. People love ship combat, even though Sea of Thieves exists. We're going to make Skull and Bones for 30 years. And it'll finally come out and be... Man, it'll be a game that hates you. I played the beta of Skull and Bones and was like, this game does not want anyone to play. This game hates its players. That is outside. I think that would be kind of the consensus top 5. Syndicate would be like 5. 2 would be up there. People really like Valhalla and Odyssey. That's outside for a ball. So second walk that the Texas Rangers have worked. People love to. Ones with Ezio Auditore are the best. Story games, AC2, Revelations, and Brotherhood. Jeez Louise. Black Flag and Rogue are excellent too for their naval combat. Oh, is Rogue the funky 360 one? That one is... Oh, wow. They didn't really even try to get him at third. I think he probably had a shot at him, but... Runner will advance first to third on single, and Texas with the first hit of the baseball game. Giving themselves an opportunity to take a lead late here. Mike Napoleon Dynamite, our guy, stepping up to the plate. That is low. When did Assassin's Creed Rogue come out? Because 4 was cross-gen. Creed Rogue. 2014. Because that one came out on 360 PS3. And then got ported later. Alongside Assassin's... Oh, weird. That one's popped. Oh, that's a bad out. Where's the draft? I'm not sure what you mean. Rogue basically uses the same map as Black Flag, but you are a Templar. Oh, interesting. I like the weird... There's a couple funky, weird games in that transitional period between PS3 and PS4. That generation. Oh, and 1. 2 gone here. That is swung on and missed. So Texas's or either team's best opportunity to score could go to waste. Bat out number 2. And this batter is behind 0 and 2. That is foul. That is foul, okay. Can he get just enough? Can he get something into the field to score a run? Oh, he can't. He swings and misses. Brutal. So that will retire the side. Texas picks up the first hit of the game. They advance the walk all the way to third, but cannot pick up the run. There was only 1 out, too. Molina, Mora, and Bernardina coming up for Minnesota. His career high, 11 RBI. That stays upstairs for a ball. That is in for a strike. Just gets the outside part of the plate. Draft happened. The draft did happen long ago, and it did not happen on camera. I did it. We don't want to see the PS2 do a draft. Did I do it on camera? I might have actually done it on camera. How long is that first video? Because it was the opening day thing. Pitcher winds and fires. That is hit up the third base line. That'll get past the diving third baseman, and that will be the first hit of the game for The Minnesota Twins, opening day. Yeah, I don't think I did that online at all. I think it's just literally try to get it as set up as clean as possible. That is at the bottom of the zone. Because that would have been very interesting to watch, like, at all. Because I simulate everything. At least the first 10 rounds. Oh, okay. That's good to know. Especially with it being a stream, I guess that could be more interesting than, like, if you post that it's just like a regular video. But the stream element adds an interactivity that I do think once you start getting to some of those names where you're not quite as recognizable, you're like, okay, we can wrap this up. Maybe even it was just 5 rounds. Yeah, 5 rounds would be what, 150 players? And it'd be the top 150. I guess the interesting thing for this would have been, how does it affect the pitching? Because I turned everybody's stamina all the way down. Like, how does it do that? But alas, we'll never know. But I can keep that in mind for another season if we do this again for the off-season stuff. Because there are other games we can use, and we don't have to use a PlayStation 2 game. We can go to the glorious world of HD. That is rolled into right field. They are going to just go station to station smartly. Real smartly, because that was an absolute rocket to third. Roger Bernardino. He's batting .261. What are they working with? Just nobody out, okay. Still nobody out here. 2 on. Now Minnesota with an opportunity to take a late lead. That's a big swing and a miss. So I think Ichiro would have ended up going like third, because I think Seattle was pretty high in the thing. The interesting part of it is that I think it just gives you a random order every time. That's fouled away.
That's a foul ball.
It's like it's a Christmas miracle. Oh my goodness, that is not great. That's brutal for us. That's a strikeout. That's for Texas. That's a gotta have it strikeout. For Bernardino, that's a big missed opportunity. But it gives Dexter Fowler an opportunity, who is 0 for 1. He was going to get a chance anyway, but I'm barring a triple play, which we have not seen. We have not seen a successful pickoff. We have not seen a triple play. I don't believe that this game is capable of a triple play. That one stays upstairs. Is it true? HD, high definition? What? Here comes the 1-0. Ooh, just gets the outside edge to make it 1. You mean the characters don't turn boxy for no reason? Here comes the 1-1. Swung on. Somehow he got a hold of that. I thought that was going to be a swing over the top of the ball. But he got it to go foul. That is going to be lined into center field. Center fielder picks it up. They are going to go station to station. That's a good call. They must not have any speed on third. We can take a look at it in the pause. Yeah, Molina. Okay. Have to be super slow, guys. Perfectly hit ball. That one stays upstairs. Now, the thing about the game is that the double play is so inconsistent. It's so bad. Like, mind-bogglingly bad. The double play. How far behind is my stream? What are you doing? I never paused you. Goodness gracious. Anywho. That's inside. So base is loaded here, one away. I imagine that they'll go home first. Which was kind of an interesting decision that the Royals made in the last game. They probably could have had two, but that gets the bottom of the zone for a strike. Ooh, strike number 2. Couple of takes there. And it makes it a 2-strike count. 1 out. Bases loaded. Full count. That's going to walk in a run. Oh my goodness. 1-0 Minnesota on a pitch that just missed on the outside. My gosh. I mean, yeah, it's outside. Taking a look at that replay. Not really a replay, it's just whatever. The stream's behind where I am. Which I think people don't realize. So when they ask a question like, where's the draft? And I don't answer for 20 seconds. I'm out of here. I need to answer my question. Oof. So Minnesota takes the lead on a bases loaded walk. That is hit foul. Foul up the first baseline, foul up the third baseline. It's 0-2. That misses low and inside. 1-2. The good news for Minnesota is that pulls the slowest base runner off the base paths. And when we took that quick pause, the next two guys are a lot quicker. That is hit out to left field, so this should be... There's the catch. Runners will advance. They are going to... Whoa! The double play ends the inning, but the run still scores. Why? Wild. It'll be 2-0 Minnesota. Kemp, LaRoche, and Bruce. I've been in some bad positions with that before. I forget that when you advance the runner, or when you do the tag up and there's a runner on second, it advances both the runner on second and third. Brutal. But Minnesota still scores 2. 1 via the walk, and 1 as part of a double play. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. Texas, 1 away quickly. Welcome on in, everybody. We're in the bottom half of the third inning for those of you just joining us. 2-0 Minnesota. That just misses inside. Okay. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That one's low. Got to see if this right-hander can just be a little aggressive. You have a couple runs to work with. Got the benefit of the very aggressive swings of the previous batter. That is foul. Just foul. That's low for a ball. So 3-1 the count here. 1 gone for Texas. That is... Oh, it stopped. Does he have time? He does. Nice snag off the bounce. And that is 2 gone for Texas here in the bottom half. So it's up to Jay Bruce to keep this game going. I need a bloop and a blast. But we've already had a game that's been on a little bit on the longer side because the team went ahead and scored 7 runs. Which really slows things down. That misses low. This pitcher not locating in the zone very well. That pitch is in for a strike. Righty winds and fires. That one's foul. And just like that, Texas is down to their final strike. That is outside to make it 2-2. Oh, and that will do it. So Minnesota scores 2 in the top of the third, 1 via the walk, 1 via a sacrifice fly that ended up being a double play. But thankfully for them, the run had scored. And they're able to pick up the win. 2-0 your final here. Twins over the Rangers. We have one more game for you. It is the San Francisco Giants taking on the Colorado Rockies from Colorado. So we will catch up on a couple of scores and we'll get set for game number 4. Thanks everybody for hanging out tonight. As we see the high fives. Okay, all right, there we go. Fausto Carmona picking up the win. 3 innings, 1 hit, 5 strikeouts on the day. He picks up his 4th win of the season to improve to 4-2. Jason Bergman 1-4. No home runs for either side. There is your score. There was nothing going on through the first half of that game. Minnesota surprisingly picked up 3 total hits. Worked a walk to score the go-ahead run, and then a little bit of insurance. Texas manages just 1 hit. They did have a runner advance all the way to 3rd. But couldn't do anything with it. All right. I think we might not actually have any scores to catch up on. We don't. All right. So we will go to Giants and Rockies. We will play our 4th, or watch our 4th and final game. I think it's the top and the bottom of the National League West clashing here. San Francisco, it's a big series for San Francisco. I was hoping that it would be a bigger series for San Francisco, honestly. Just because, well, one, it makes content interesting, but they struggled with the weekend series against Cleveland. And if they could have won a game or two, and Colorado, I think, is a little bit of a downslide, or like they're sliding back towards the rest of the division, could have made this a lot more interesting. But, hey, that's how it goes. Thank you, YouTube, for the note that the stream is healthy. I appreciate it. 12-17, taking on 17-13. They pooped the bed in the sim? Oh, rip. There's still hope, okay? There's still a chance. And it starts with Russell Martin, okay? The catcher. He will be leading off Ryan Zimmerman at 3rd, Carl Crawford in left, Lou Montañez in right, Mitch Moreland is at 1st, Nate McLouth in center, Mark Ellis at 2nd, Redgar Renteria shortstop, Chris D'Onofrio is the designated hitter. They had a lot to say about Russell Martin, apparently. Russell Martin. Blah, 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 blah. All right, let's check while this is doing that. Giants' home record was 5-13. The away record 7-14. Yeah, the splits are really weird in this game. Giovanni Colorado, 4-2. Colorado for Colorado. 5.74 ERA, 6 games, 15.2 innings pitched. I had to say it, didn't I? I had to say Colorado for Colorado. And then I didn't get to read the rest of his statistics. I got so excited. 15.2 innings pitched, 18, 8, and 11 hits, walks, and strikeouts. So Martin will lead off here for... God, those Colorado jerseys are ugly. That is low for a ball. 1-0. I think San Francisco won last night. But I think what was going to make this series interesting is this is launched out to left field. It is going. It is gone. Wow, leadoff home run. Okay, San Francisco getting started positively. 1-0 just like that. Second pitch of the game is out of the yard. 362 majestic feet. But this is the last time the Giants and the Rockies will face off. So if the Giants can snag some games here, they can really close up that division. I don't think the Giants are the... What was the... Hold on. Hold the phone. Everyone hold the phone. Swung on and missed. I'm just going to pull up the... So they are 12-17, and then we had the Dodgers yesterday. The Dodgers 12-16, so... But the Dodgers picked up a win. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. It's a good start for the San Francisco Giants. Now their batter looking at an 0-2 count. Swung on and missed. So a home run followed by a strikeout, and that will set him down. As we look at Carl Crawford. Batting .390, couple home runs, 12 RBIs, and a bunch of stolen bases. So if you get him on, you probably want to try to get him around. It's weird how many home games San Francisco has had. They've had 18 home games compared to just 11 road games. Those have been some of the more surprising splits where it's like, man, we're kind of deep into the season and you're just not even close to having an equal amount of home and away. Not sure the game really factors that in, but 2-0 to the lefty hitting Crawford. Here's the right-hander's pitch. That is knocked out to center for a single, so saw a pitch he could handle, put it in center, and bam. 1 on with 1 out, and already 1 run across. That's in for a strike. Here comes the 0-1. Oh, that is laced out to center as well. They are going to advance or push the pace, trying to go first to third. He is in safely. And 2 on with just 1 gone. Giants out to a hot start in this one. Mitch Moreland. Maybe it's beneficial that the Giants are on a little bit of a road trip here against a division opponent. Clutter things up in the National League West. I think both the Rockies and the Phillies have been on some backslides. So it's made those divisions that were kind of stretched out of like, okay, these teams are way ahead. Let's tighten those divisions up a little bit. which is good for me and good for the content, honestly. That gets the outside corner. Batter doesn't agree with it, but it's a strike. Oh, and 2. That is... Seems like this Colorado Rockies pitcher, Colorado for Colorado, he really likes the off-speed pitch, but he's not locating it very well. Oh, boy. Fouls that one off to stay alive. That misses low. That misses low as well. So some tough foul balls to stay alive, and he's been able to work this count to 2-2. Looking for some more run support before the pitcher even takes the mound. That pitch misses badly, and that'll be a full count for the payoff pitch incoming. Ooh, that is crushed out to center. That's where San Francisco has really been... I mean, they had the home run that went to left field, but they keep punching it to center field. At the third hit to center field? Yeah, because it would have been the single, and then the single that advanced the runner, and then the single, yeah. 2-0 San Francisco. And the lefty chops that one foul. 0-1. That one's inside for a ball. 1-1. Colorado fires that one well outside. Good eye. I think it's a tempting pitch to swing at just because it's so slow, and he's missed a few here and there. That one misses very far outside. That one can't clip the corner. It's 3-1. See if the batter wants to try and turn loose on the next pitch. Could really start burying the Rockies early. Righty fires. Ooh. That's a pitch you'd like to see the hitter take a swing at, but alas, we are mere observers of this 15-year-old game. That one rolled over. Shortstop fires to second, the first, and it's safe. In time, or not in time, I should say. That'll leave the runners on the corners. I was going to say that because the double play is so inconsistent, San Francisco still has a pretty good opportunity to drive some runs across. It was a bit of a slow roller and just enough speed to get up the line. Runners on the corner with 2 away, and he will hit that to the third baseman, who spins and fires. Oh, it's over the head. Oh, the runners will continue to second and third, so a huge mistake from Colorado. And that, instead of it being 2-0 and getting out of it, it's now going to be 3-0 with an error. Edgar Renteria steps in. Can he make them pay? Late on that one, foul. Oh, we wanted all of that one. That felt like a monster swing. Oh my goodness. Renteria wanted to put that one on the moon. 0-2. There's the pitch. Foul. So he'll stay alive. That one way outside. It's a nice job. It's a good job to slow down. You feel like you're in a bit of an auto swing. It's a few foul balls in a row. Maybe it's just me. Just need to take that time out and go, okay, we got to reset here a little bit. That one's fouled away.
That ball is foul.
That one, nice block at the plate. I don't think they would really try too hard to get another run across. But we also don't have a lot of missed or wild pitches or pass balls with runners on third. That's outside, another good eye. That's Colorado. For Colorado, just cannot find the put-away pitch. It is a full count. 2 gone. 3-0 already in the first. San Francisco. And he'll punch that one fair. That one stays inside. It's going to score run 4. It's going to score run number 5. It'll be a double. Rockies have been top dog in the NL West this sim. Would be very nice for my Giants to beat them on stream for once. Well, they're off to a great start. 5-0. They make them pay for the error and put a runner in scoring position. That is fluttered foul. Oh, boy. Gallardo? Oh. Damn it, it's the Cayespo thing, huh? Well, but then it's not Colorado for Colorado. That's fine. Gallardo. Damn, I didn't even think about that. You had mentioned the double L for Y. With the, specifically with Cayespo. I just didn't even put 2 and 2 together. I get too excited. That is launched. Oh my goodness. It is just going to be short of the wall. It will score another run. Another 2-out RBI double. And they... they're going to the pen. Chase Hensley. 1 game. 1.1 inning pitched. He has a save. 1 walk, no strikeouts, no ERA. That might be the fastest we've seen someone pulled. I did enjoy Colorado for Colorado. I'm glad. 6-0. 6-0 San Francisco. We're in the top of the first, everybody. That is inside for a ball. So it's exactly what you want out of your bullpen. You want them to come in a 6-0 game and throw a ball. Oop, that's inside. So a 2-0 count with 2 outs. That's in for a strike. Good auto take. Oh, okay. Yeah, autocorrect. Autocorrect just ruining sentences left and right. You don't know what I'm trying to say, autocorrect. That is out number 3. So mercifully for the Colorado Rockies, it comes to an end. San Francisco scores 4 additional runs thanks to the error. And it'll be the home half of the first, down big already. Shane Victorino is the center fielder, followed by Juan Riviera in left. Torrey Hunter in right. Mark Reynolds at third. Rocco Baldelli, designated hitter. Jake Fox at first. Bill Hall at second. Stephen Drew, shortstop, and John Jaso behind the dish. Largely right-handed. A couple of lefties there at the bottom of the order. And then the switch hitting Victorino to lead things off. See how aggressive Colorado wants to be. as Paul Maholm, 2-2 with a 7.11 ERA. Get a Slurpee. 5 games. Auto incorrect. God, why are the stats up for such a short amount of time? You make one too many 7-11 references. 5 games, 12.2 innings pitched, 18 hits, 6 walks, 5 strikeouts on the day. Maybe that's why my stream was off. It's because I rewound for some reason and I forgot to put myself forward. All right, 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out. That's what I was curious about. How aggressive was this Colorado lineup going to want to be down 6? Are you trying to work counts? Are you trying to work counts? Are you trying to chip away at the lead, or do you want to try and get it all in one fell swoop? Not a good start. Just misses the zone low. That'll be a 1-0 to the batter. That is outside. Paul Mahal? What? Should be pronounced like you said, but it's pronounced Paul Mahal? Okay. Weird. Really got to drag out that M at the end. Interesting. Maholm. Oh, I got what you're saying. Okay. Gotcha. I see it. For some reason, my eyes read like NVN for some reason. I was like, oh. Torrey Hunter stepping in 1 on 1 out here for Colorado. That pitch misses low for a ball. Jalen Hurts has thrown 3 interceptions. Gross. And somehow they're still winning. Lefty fires a strike in to make it 1-1 to Torrey Hunter. That's not good. That's bad. Boy, we're all thrown off. We see 6 runs and we get kind of dizzy and confused. It is Torrey Hunter, oh, thank God. That pitch misses. Two and 1. Lefty set. That will be to the shortstop. He will unnecessary fanciness, but hey, when you're up 6-0, I think you're just throwing in some flair for fun. Colorado gets held to 1 hit, but it's immediately erased by the double play. San Francisco will come up. Zimmerman, Crawford, and Montañez, the 2-3-4 hitters for their second appearance, facing the pitcher from the bullpen. Leading 6-0. I mean, that's exactly what you want if you're San Francisco. You give up 1 hit, yeah, sure, whatever, but it's immediately erased by a double play. Go back out there, see if you can put some more runs on, but even then, you're still up by 6, even if you come up with 0. Especially in a short game like this, that can be just kind of the end of it. I don't know what our biggest comeback has been. 3, maybe? It's the Mets that was a low comeback as well. Oof, that is. They are testing that center fielder today. He'll make the catch on the warning track, but San Francisco has really liked hitting to that part of the field. Shane Victorino out there? Carl Crawford, 1 for 1 with a single. He came around to score. That is inside for a ball. That is a strike at the bottom of the zone. One and one with one gone. That'll be foul up the third baseline. That is a called strike three. Crawford not happy about it. Let's take a look at it here on the replay as I was taking a drink. It looked maybe a little high, a little inside. I don't know if that was a strike call, but umpire apparently has somewhere to be, dinner reservations that he's got to get to. We're going to move this game along. It's 6-0. That is popped to the first base side in foul territory. Makes the catch, and that will retire the Giants. No hits, no runs, no errors, and Reynolds, Baldelli. Yeah, Baldelli and Fox. I had to think about his whole name. I have a hard time saying Rocco Baldelli's last name just by itself. Mark Reynolds will lead things off. Rockies down 6 here in the bottom of the second. San Francisco with a good opportunity to really put the clamps on this game as that's fouled away. Swung on and missed. Oh, and 2. That is low and outside. That'll be 1 and 2. That's hit foul up the third baseline. Looking for that payoff pitch, and he's able to induce a pop-up. Weak contact as the third baseman just keeps waving people off. Get out of here. I got it. Rocco Baldelli, that's a shocking string of numbers there. That average looking really good at 571, and then just zeros everywhere else. On a good team, too. A team that has a winning record. So Baldelli, not a whole lot to show for his good-looking average. But maybe he has a bunch of runs scored. Maybe that would be a more interesting stat than stolen bases. But either way, we're working with what we're dealt. He will put a charge into this one out to left. The left fielder has a bead on it. Meets. Makes the catch where the grass meets the dirt, the warning track. There's the word I'm looking for. And it will be out number 2. So, God, that error really put a wrench into anything that the Rockies were going to do. But 2 runs still might have been enough anyway. That one stays upstairs. Ball 1. That is rolled over. Third baseman. Oh, gives way to the shortstop. He'll fire in time. And that is out number 3. So through 2, still 6-0. Colorado set down quickly. Moreland, McLouth, and Ellis coming up for the Giants. Top half of the third. The righty readies and fires. That one is rolled over to the shortstop. He bobbles it, makes the play, but it's late. That is error number 2 for Colorado. It's just been a bad night for the Rockies all around. As he shakes his head and taps his chest, it's on me. There's no one else it would be on, but okay. Nate McLouth will step in 0 for 1. Did score a run. The Rockies now would have more errors than hits, which is a bad stat to have. That is a bad swing for San Francisco. Got a little aggressive there off the end of the bat and out in foul territory. So out number 1 following the error. Mark Ellis is 0 for 1 with a run as well. And he will put this one into center field, but got a little too much air under it. Center fielder makes the grab. That should have ended the inning, but the error keeps things alive. Victorino out there in center. Edgar Renteria, 1 for 1, a double. He knocked in 2. Half of his RBIs. I don't know if that updates in the game. I'd imagine that it does, but... Ooh, he gets under that one as well. This one drifting into right field. The runner around second, but the catch is made. So, another error for Colorado, but they are able to strand him on first. Hall, Drew, and Jaso coming up as San Francisco has faced the minimum through the first 2 turns. Bill Hall. Can he get anything going? Can the Rockies make this interesting at all? That is foul up the first base line. Rockies have had 1 runner on first that was immediately erased due to a double play. And they've had the lineup set to deal with it. It's right-handers 2 through 7, and then a switch hitter at 1. So he'll see 7 batters from the right-hand side, and it's not worked. Stays outside. No, today they mirror the real-life Rockies. Today, Colorado just gets spanked, and we move on. That one's fouled away.
No, that's foul.
1 and 2. That one's high and outside. Does seem at times that this pitcher for the Giants has had a little trouble coming up with the put-away pitch. Swing and a miss. And hey, right as I say, can't come up with the put-away pitch, he puts them away with a 4-seam very late on the swing timing. Boy, that was in the glove before he started going, huh? 92 miles an hour. And that is 1 gone. So Stephen Drew is the 8th hitter in the lineup. He is one of 2 lefties in a row. So this is not a great recipe for Colorado at the moment. Okay. Jeez Louise. That might go. It's gone. So that makes it 6-1. And of course, what is happening? John Jaso is the other left-handed pitcher. As that one sails into the stands. And the game didn't even give us a replay or anything. It's yeah, it's 6-1. We don't care. Big swing and a miss there. Trying to be a hero. Can't get 5 runs on 1 swing. 0-1. That is out to left field. He slides but missed it. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. The center fielder comes around to collect. He'll throw it in as he tries to advance to third. The cutoff is just not smooth, and the two lefties the two lefties come up with two hits. Shane Victorino. So this is where it gets interesting. I talked about, like, would 2 runs have been enough? At the moment, yes. But a runner on third. Only one gone. That misses outside and low. The interesting thing would be does the game just say, hey, if Victorino rolls over it, do they just go to first for the out? Does the game say that? Lefty fires that one outside. That one in the dirt, but blocked nicely. So it's 3-1 to Victorino. Victorino puts that up the third baseline. Foul. Makes it a full count. Looking for a payoff pitch here. Victorino is going to put that into the field. It's going to get to the 375 marker. He will hustle around to second. And it's Juan Rivera. Juan Rivera, who I love putting an extra syllable in, or an extra vowel in. 6-2, runner in scoring position. Lefty sails that one high for a ball. So the error runs coming in handy already. If you flip the script and look at it from Colorado's perspective, man, the error runs are a little extra brutal right now. Otherwise, if they put that third out away, 2-0 instead of, they ended up being 3-0, 3 more runs came across, so could be looking at a game-winning run rather than having to still try and chip away. There's a big swing and a miss. One and two. Lefty winds and fires. That one's inside. Brushes him back a little bit. And it stays outside. So another full count. That one, man, it looks like they're pushing it straight into the dirt, or that the ball, they're going to swing over the top of it. But somehow these batters have been able to put a little air under pitches like that. Here comes another payoff pitch. It is ball 4. Uh-oh. Torrey Hunter is 0 for 1. As it gets a little bit tighter here for this San Francisco Giants team. Hunter punches that to third. Over to second. The turn to first is out. The double play ends the game, and 6-2 is your final. Unnecessarily tense. But San Francisco able to get the right hit at the right moment to end the game with a 4 run win. So the Rockies fall in this one. San Francisco inches a little bit closer. And Russell Martin is your player of the game. 1 for 2 with a home run. Paul Maholm. He improves to 3-2 with a win. Giovanni Gallardo falls to 4-3. Martin with the second home run. Drew with his fourth. And that will do it. Final, San Francisco 6, Colorado 2. And the Rockies have as many runs as errors. And without those 3 hits in the last part of in the home half of the third, they had more errors than hits, which was kind of wild to look at. And that will conclude it. That is game number 4, all taken care of. Let's get you caught up on some scores from around the league as we sim to date. Oh, come on. You have to give Seattle a loss. Ruining everything. We had those 2 games. The Astros over the Brewers 1-0. I think we talked about that. No, we didn't. We did not. Giants beat the Rockies 6-2. Yankees over the Angels 3-1. They're 19-10. The Yankees are a little under the radar for us at the moment. They haven't been playing very interesting series, but they are 19-10. The Dodgers beat the Diamondbacks 1-0. Phillies over the Padres 3-1. So a good day for the Giants as they are able to take out a division foe. The Phillies beat the Padres and the Dodgers beat the Diamondbacks to kind of pull them back as it starts to bunch up a little bit. You'd have the Rockies at 17-14, the Diamondbacks at 16-15, the Padres all the way down at 13-18, and then the Dodgers and the Giants in there. So it's getting close. It's getting interesting. So that's fun. Athletics over the Mariners 2-1. As the Mariners could be the first team to 20 wins, barring, well, I mean, they'd have to win, but yeah. All right. Well, there you have it. Another day of baseball complete. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed. Oh, we got to save. Oh, dear God, I did not save. Holy moly. Save slot 8, baby. I forgot that I have not saved at all today. Bam, bam, save. Phew. All right. Like I said, that'll do it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with 4 more games of action here in MLB 11, the show, on the PlayStation 2, live at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So join me for that. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you don't mind, hit that like button. It's a free, helpful way to help the channel. I appreciate you hanging out this lovely Monday. What? Yeah, Monday afternoon. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I'm all thrown off. I've been off work for 5 days. I don't know what's happening as we have our save complete. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good sports. Go baseball. Have a great rest of your night, everybody.